Hey William, thank you so much for allowing me to do this review for you. I truly do appreciate it, and I'm excited to share with you some of the information I've gathered here that I hope will be helpful when it comes to your online marketing and your online exposure. So the first thing we want to do is take a look at your website, because we're going to be driving traffic to your website, and we want to make sure your website is very easy to navigate and quickly communicates to a potential customer what you're all about and why they should choose to do business with you instead of your competition. So while I'm here on your website, I just want to take the time to say that you have a very beautiful website, especially for photography. I love how simple it is, because simple websites for photographers really make the images stand out, and that's exactly what you've done here. And I just wanted to take the time also to say that your graphics and your pictures are just amazing. I was looking through some of these, and this gun, obviously I'm a guy, so this gun caught my interest, so I clicked on it. And I was browsing through some other ones, like this motorcycle's awesome. And this picture though, really, I was so impressed with what you did here, how you made Sharp TV just stand out. It's just incredible how you did that. So I could tell you definitely have a lot of talent. And I'm really excited to make this video for you, because I definitely want to do everything I could do to help you gain a better online exposure, because you're one of the photographers that really has a lot more talent than the others. So I'm really excited to do this for you. When I logged onto your site, one of the first things I noticed that I really liked about your site was the fact that you included your social buttons up here. So your LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, WordPress, Pinterest, or Plaxo, sorry, not Pinterest. You included those links there. Now, a lot of people don't even take the time to create a Facebook page, a LinkedIn account, a Twitter account, stuff like that. But you not only took the time to create them, but you also put them on your website. And having those on your website is important, because we want people going to our Facebook pages, we want people going to our Twitter account, our LinkedIn accounts. We really want that to happen, because that can really help us gain online exposure really quickly, because through social media things can go viral. So if you have a really awesome picture and you post it on your Facebook account, that can go viral by people sharing it, and then your information is within every single share. So it's really a good idea to have those up there. I also noticed that you have a contact or an email button right there, and then also a toll-free number that they call, which is great. One thing I might consider doing is actually adding instead of having them click on a button to email you, I would also consider adding your email address right here, because I hate to say it, a lot of people are lazy, and they would rather just see your email address right there rather than having to click on the button to get to your email address. So I know it sounds terrible, but people are really lazy, so I would also include your email address right here. That way, right when your site loads, boom, there's your email address, and if they want to email you, they could send you an email right away without having to click on any buttons or anything like that. So the next thing I might consider changing around a little bit is, when I first saw your site, I thought when I clicked on these images, it was going to pop up that exact image, and only that image. But what I noticed is, whenever you click on an image, what it does is it actually brings you to a category. So this is your category for commercial, advertising, and editorial photography. What I would consider doing is, above each of these images, I would write what category it is. So above this one, I would write commercial and advertising photography. Above this one, I would write corporate event photography, etc. Just so people know that when they click on those, they're actually going to be taken to a category where they could view more images instead of just viewing that one single image. I would also include what's called an email opt-in form. Now, I don't know if you know anything about these, but what these email opt-in forms are is, people will leave their name and email address in exchange for something of value from you. And so you could offer them, whether it's a holiday discount, a special quote, whatever you want to offer them of value, they'll leave their name and email address for it. And what this email autoresponder will do is, it will not only store their name and email address, but it'll automatically send them an email with that special offer, so you don't have to do anything. Everything's automatic. And the cool thing about it is, since it saves their name and email address, whenever you want to send an email out to people, all you have to do is type one email, click the send button, and then the autoresponder will go and send it out and personalize it to everyone, so it'll actually use their name, the person's name, in every single email it sends to. So it looks like you're really just trying to build a relationship with that person, and it's a great marketing tool to have and a great way to build a relationship with the people on your site. And it's a way to kind of capture everyone that goes on your site, because if somebody goes on your site and then leaves, they're gone forever. However, if they go on your site and leave their name and email address, you can now have contact with them for as long as they stay on your list, which will probably be forever. So if you ever have a holiday special coming up, all you have to do is type out one email, click the send button, and it'll send it out to the hundreds of people you have on your list. So like I said, it's just a really great marketing tool to have. Now, the other thing I would consider doing is when somebody logs onto your site or views your site, you have about 8 seconds to build their trust and to get them to know whether or not they would want to do business with you. And obviously one way to do that for photographers is to have great pictures on your site, which you do. Like I already pointed out, you have awesome photos. But another way to do that is actually through including testimonials on your site. Now, I know you have portfolios, which are kind of like testimonials, but what we want to do is, if I were you, I would talk to about 3 or 4 people that you've done business with in the past, and I would have them write you just a really short testimonial. And then what I would do is I would come down here and I would put the testimonials in this area, but I wouldn't have them all showing at once. What I would do is I would show one and then have it rotate every 2 to 3 seconds with a new testimonial. So it's kind of just rotating between testimonials. And the reason I would do that is because, like I said, it builds trust. And when somebody sees on your website that this person had a good experience with you, they're going to say to themselves, like, I would probably have a good experience with Ed too, with William also, because they had a good experience with them. So it's kind of a social proof thing. And so I would definitely consider including that. But other than those changes, William, this looks great. Like I said, when I was browsing through these photos, these are some of the best photos I've ever seen, especially that sharp one of the remote. It really amazed me. But what I want to do now is I want to take you over to Google real quick. Okay, so William, now we're over here on Google, and as you can see, I typed in the keyword San Diego photography. And these kind of words are very important because this is someone who is actively going on to Google in search of your services. So this is someone who can very likely become a client for you. So as you can see, there's an ad right here on the top, and then also on the right hand side there's ads. And what these ads are called, they're called Google AdWords, or PPC, which stands for pay per click. And the good thing about PPC is it can get you on the first page of Google very quickly, and sometimes even within the hour. The downside, however, is the fact that you have to pay a small fee every time your ad is clicked on. But as you can see, there's somebody bidding for an ad right there, and there's people bidding for ad spots right here. So what this shows us is that these people are actually making money by being on the first page of San Diego photography, because even though they have to pay a little fee every time their ad is clicked on, they wouldn't be paying that fee if it wasn't profitable for them. So it shows us that being on page 1 for San Diego photography is something that's profitable. Now the other way that you can get ranked on the first page of Google is through something called search engine optimization, or SEO for short. So as you can see, all these guys on the front page are benefiting from some sort of SEO, and they got their site on the front page of Google instead of page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or beyond. And it's very important to be on the first page because over 80% of people that perform a search on Google don't actually get past the first page. So somebody typing in San Diego photography is not going to go to page 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. because they just are going to camp out right here on the first page and look at these sites and decide which person they want to do business with. So William, you could have the best company, you could have the best services, you could have the best pricing, and you might even be the most ethical photographer out there, but unfortunately, if no one's going to see your website, they won't know about any of that. And that's why it's so important to hold rankings on the first page of Google, because that's truly the most lucrative online real estate that you can have. Now the good thing about SEO is the fact that there's no charges every time somebody clicks on your website. However, the downside is that unlike PPC, it does take a few weeks and sometimes even a few months to get on the first page, and it all depends on the competition. But now what I want to do is I want to take you over to something called the Google Keyword Tool, and this is a really neat tool that will show us how many times per month a certain phrase gets searched. Okay, so now we're over here on the Google Keyword Tool, and as you can see, I typed in some of the phrases that we talked about earlier on LinkedIn that you'd be interested in ranking for. So I typed in San Diego photography, San Diego headshots, and San Diego event photography. Now, if we come down here, we can see that San Diego photography gets searched 33,000 times per month, which is huge, obviously. I usually tell my clients that anything over 200 a month is really good, and the fact that that gets searched 33,000 times per month is absolutely incredible. Then we also have San Diego headshots, which gets searched 480 times per month, and San Diego event photography, which gets searched 390 times per month. Now obviously those two aren't anywhere near the 33,000, but still, those two alone are actually really good and can bring in a lot of business. And then if we scroll down a little bit, it's actually going to give us some other terms that we could try to rank for, like San Diego wedding photography. I don't know if you do weddings at all, but photography classes in San Diego. I mean, hey, if you want to teach a photography class, you could try to get your site up there for that as well. San Diego maternity photos, San Diego family photography. These are all things and all ideas that we could try to rank your site for on the top of Google. And if we add all the searches up per month, I mean, we're talking thousands and thousands of searches. But what I did, William, was I went over to Google and I wasn't able to find your site anywhere within the first 10 pages or the first 100 results for San Diego photography. Now this means that the traffic and the potential clients you could be getting isn't near what it currently is. So you're missing out on literally thousands of people finding your site every month and potentially becoming a client for you. However, there is good news. If you do want some help with that, William, I can definitely do that for you, and I would be more than happy to provide that assistance and get your site ranked on the first page of Google for multiple keywords. And this is how I work. I offer 3, 6, and 12-month agreements, and you would be the only one in the area that I work with, so I wouldn't work with any other photographers in the San Diego area. And right now I'm actually offering a special Christmas bonus, so if you sign up by Christmas, I'll give you 66% off your first month, and I'll also create a mobile-friendly version of your website for you for free, which I usually charge $497 for that. And the mobile-friendly website's important because these days more and more people are accessing the internet through their mobile devices instead of through a desktop or laptop. And studies show us that eventually within the next year that's going to be the main way to access the internet. And so if your site's not set up in a mobile-friendly way, people are going to have trouble getting all the information they need, finding your contact information, etc. So if that's something you're interested in, I can go ahead and create that for you for free. And if you want to get started and you want to learn how to get or you want me to try to get your website on the first page of Google for multiple keywords, you could go ahead and send me an email at brian@localseomanagers.com or send me a message on LinkedIn, and I will provide you with the next steps. And I'll also be sending you over a "Can you endorse me?" request on LinkedIn, and I would be more than happy to have your review if you're happy with the results of my work. So thank you again, William, so much for this opportunity. I know I had a lot of fun doing this, and like I said earlier, I was so amazed by your photos, and I'm really excited to see where your online presence takes you. And so if you have any questions, go ahead and let me know, and I will talk to you later. Bye.